guys, I'm Jean-Philippe, and today we're going to talk about the power rule. The power rule is to find the derivative of a function f of x with a power, so x to the power of n. The rule for functions with a power is the derivative of f of x is n x to the n to the minus 1. The only thing you have to do for the power rule, you just have to take the n, the power of x, ship it in front, it becomes a constant that multiplies the rest of the function, and then subtract 1 to it and leave it as a power. So it's a very simple rule, but it can give rise to many different situations. For example, when n is equal to 1, the function f of x equals x to the n. When we apply the power rule to the function f of x equals x to the n when n equals 1, f prime of x then becomes n x to the n minus 1. But if we plug 1 as n, it becomes x to the 1. So n times x to the n minus 1 then becomes 1 times x to the 1 minus 1. It then becomes x to the 0, and x to the 0, anything with to the power of 0 is 1. So x to the 0 then becomes 1. This can apply to multiple cases, as I've said before. For example, when n is smaller than 0, we still have f of x equals x to the n, and we still apply the power rule. So if f prime x equals n x n minus 1, but then n will be a negative number, so it will become f prime x negative number, say a for example, times x times negative a minus 1. If we do a numeral example for this one, let's say n equals minus 4. F of x will then become x to the minus 4. When we apply the power rule, this minus 4 right there comes in front. So f prime x then becomes minus 4. X stays the same. And then just have to do minus 4 minus 1 as a power. So the derivative then becomes minus 4 x to the minus 5. And just as a recall, a variable with the negative exponent is 1 over that variable with that exponent. So it becomes minus 4 times 1 over x to the 5. And we can all just multiply that to make it pretty. It's minus 4 over x to the 5. That was a more complicated example, but let's say if we have a really simple example, then we just put here. For example, if n equals 7, f of x will be equal to x to the 7. The derivative of that function will be f prime x equals, remember, same thing, the 7 as the exponent comes down right in front of the x and becomes a constant. 7 times x times the same exponent minus 1. So it will be times x to the 7 minus 1. And the derivative will then be 7x to the 6. So that was it for the power rule. I'll see you next time.